Hola, buenos dias, hello, and good morning. Amanda, how you doing? How's it going? It's good to see you. So, I'd like to thank all the subscribers and viewers. Thank you very much for watching my channel. It's very important to know what's going on through the galactic system and the energy core. It's high rising in so many different levels through the matrix and its grid systems. So it's very important that we come together through our body and ecosystems because things are getting a little bit more complicated now through the systems. And everybody has to understand what's going on through the matrix because it's line dividing so many different shapes right now, and it's using its DNA structures through its virtual reality. So today I'm going to talk about its matrix and everything inside its matrix and what's going on with its hydraulics and its electrical systems through its circuitry systems. And the circuitry systems are going through the galactic system and the energy core. So I woke up this morning and basically I think everybody should work out. I think it's extremely important when it comes to meditation. I was riding on the bike. I did about 6,000 miles on the bike. It was fantastic. And then I was doing a meditation on top of that. So I was going through vortexing through the matrix and its grid systems. It was pretty fascinating to see. It was unbelievable what was going on through the systems. But it's incredible. It really is. But other than that, things going on really well. I also like to add too, last night, you guys should do an experiment. And what I mean by that is to look at the likes pictures. Remember I was telling you about the patterns, the waving pattern, how it connects to all its electricity circuits and everything through its communication of its waving signals. And those waving signals become into the waving patterns. Well, when you're looking up at the ceiling, okay, what I want you to do is basically turn on the light, okay, and look at it for maybe 2 minutes at the most. Wait till it finds its dimensional realm of its communication level, its full circle, or whatever the shape is of the object that's coming from the galactic system and the matrix and the grid systems. So take about 2 minutes through your perception, see it through for what it is, look at the ceiling, look up, and then turn the lights off, okay? And then you're going to see the communication waves. Like what I did is I looked at the light fixture for about 3 to 5 minutes, and it was changing color. It was incredible. It was communicating with the matrix through its perception of sonograms. Sonograms is basically changing its shapes through its activation codes. So it was going from yellow to green to red to blue. And that's how powerful you can be once you understand its communication through its matrix and its grid systems, through its activation codes of frequencies of the harmonic systems. So it's fascinating. And another thing is, put your hand up, okay? And once you have full completion, understanding your energy fields through your energy cycles, put your hand up and have the lights off and just look at your hand and just shapeshift it, and you'll see your higher self. You'll see the hand coming out of your body. It's incredible when you see that. It's translucent, but it's white, right? Mine's gold. But when you pull it out, it's amazing. It just comes out of the body. It's incredible force that's going on through the matrix. So I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah, you have to do your activations. You have to do your movements. You got to do your physicality. It's extremely important. Things are going really well for me. I had to shave, as you can see, it's growing back, but I had a tremendous photo shoot, which went really well. So things are coming up for me. Very, very positive through Mexico City. So matrix and its the grid systems. Okay, so basically we've done the activations, we've done the shapes, we've done the movements and everything through its frequency levels. So as we're going into the movements of the plasma force systems, we are through the civilization. And once you get into civilization, you understand its structures. Now, right now, I'm working in the matrix and I'm uprising new infinity circles. And those infinity circles are going through different intelligence of different realms. Because each DNA structure from its communication of its waving signals comes from a different matrix grid system. Okay, that's where it comes from, a different dimensional realm, like I was saying with the alignments, because every alignment of its light formation is from a different dimension. Okay. So, with that said, the matrix is its activation codes are very powerful right now, and I'm going through tremendous force. And I'm trying to sum it up rather than doing 1 or 2 or 3 hour videos. It's much easier that I get all the information in, because I know there's a lot to say about it. But because yesterday I'm very busy now. I'm getting more busier every time. So I tried to do my best to, I got 6 minutes in yesterday. So hopefully, I'll get a little bit more depending. But it's good that everybody's busy, and it's good that you guys are changing your waving lengths and your energy systems through your energy cycles, through your body and ego systems. So I see full collaboration with you, Amanda. Yeah, the energies affect everything through its cycles. It's exactly what it is. It's full winding on both sides, right? Because you have the northern, western, southern, eastern hemispheres. So the side circles through the back phrases, and everything through the front phrases is connection through its harmonic system. Okay? So, but like I said, when you get a chance, turn off the lights, look at the lights first, then turn off the lights, and then just look at your perception and see what you see. It's pretty amazing when it comes out of its source, its energy source, and it communicates with you fully. And that's how you build partnership with light fixtures, electronics, anything through its ground formation, anything through its electronic interference, anything with its cloud formations, space continuum, or the matrix and its grid systems. It's extremely powerful. It really is. And then you get a better idea of who you are as a person, because you actually do see your true identity self. Like when I closed the lights, it was unbelievable. It was unreal. I was looking at my hand, and I was just moving it across, and you can see the higher self, its reflection, the outer layer. It was amazing. I just moved my hand like that, and you can see the hand, the translucent hand of gold. It's incredible to watch. That's what I'm saying. Doing experiments. Also, too, turn the lights off. Look at the wall in front of you. Front phrase or back phrase, or the 2 side winds. It doesn't matter. You're going to see space. Okay? That's what I mean. I think I said too in my video, take a picture, and if you blow it up, you'll see space and particles and everything like that. That's the perception through the eyes of its matrix. And that will tell you exactly how high wind you are through its cycles, through the frequencies of its harmonic systems. It's extremely powerful stuff. So, other than that, Amanda, how are you doing? It's way beyond harmonics. The vocal pattern. Vocal pattern comes from its electronic interference. And interference is everything through its reaction, of its interaction, of its interfacing. Okay? So when you're communicating with anything, you have to understand the relationship and its DNA structure. Okay? Because they understand completely and fully. So it's up to you to understand through the communication, so you can build a partnership through the matrix. And that's how you build things through its virtual reality. Because once you get into that virtual reality, okay, it's got a high wind and it's got a low wind. And it's always in the middle. Okay? So actually, you know what? I'm going to do a diagram. I'm going to show you a basic diagram, very fast diagram here. I'll show you. It's like, you got all these fancy markers here. And I'll just give you an idea. Put my lens on. So basically, it looks like this. Okay, you got the high winds. Okay, these are really bright, so it's much easier to. So basically, it's kind of like this. Okay, so it's kind of like this. It's pretty fascinating stuff when you see it. You know, the way it crisscrosses and everything is calculation through its modification. So it's pretty amazing stuff. And when you see it, it's an amazing thing. It really is. Once you see the matrix and its structure, how everything is built. Everything can be sine wave as long as it's crisscrossing. Okay? So understanding everything through its line formation, because everything line formates. Okay? It's very important that everything line formates. So once you're in the system, it's pretty amazing because it's electronics, it's electric, and it communicates in so many waving lengths through its cycles. Okay, so it kind of looks something like this. It's pretty amazing. Okay, something like that. This is the ground formation through its electronic interference. Everything through its line formation is communication waves. Okay, now to activate anything, like I said, everything has a circle. Okay, but these are side graphs. Okay, this is a front graph. Okay, and everything is a circle. Okay, once you have the circle, you can activate it. Okay, let's add a different color. Let's add black so you can see it. I got these new markers here. So basically, it's kind of like this. So it looks like that. Okay. And the plasmesium force is over top. Okay, because you've already activated. I've already showed you diagrams. Let's add a little bit of green. Jeez, these things are hard to take off. Okay, so you have the green overlayers everything. Once you activate it, it opens. So I'll just color it in. But this is just a rough graph. I'm just showing you when you go through a wall barrier. Okay, everything is a wall barrier through its DNA structure. Okay, this is where the virtual reality comes in of its matrix and its grid systems. Okay, and everything through its wall surface. You have the front surface and back surface and side surface. Those are waving patterns. Okay, so it kind of looks like that. Okay, so basically it's activated through the plasmesium force with the force systems of the energetic systems. Okay, and everything through its patterns. Okay, line formates. So it's the activation of its codes is communicating on all levels and signals with the plasmesium force systems. Okay, I said that before, where it comes into defragmentation and fragmentation. Okay, so it's kind of like this. Okay, so the plasmesium force system right here is communicating with the waving patterns, and once it becomes a pattern, it activates and opens up and communicates back. So it's communicating back. Okay, remember, everything line formates. Has to. It's extremely important, especially in the matrix and the grid systems. So it communicates in the center. Okay, so once it communicates in the center, it opens a portal. Okay, and once it opens its portal, you can go through another realm of another virtual reality. So it's like skip jumping or hop jumping to another virtual reality and changing everything through its activation of its DNA structure. Okay, so hopefully you guys get a clear view of what's going on right now. Yeah, interdimensional interference. The solar waves and the geomagnetic storms resonate was quite high again. Yes, yeah, everything through its resource is changing its atmospheres right now. Okay, so I'm using connection waves through my cycles, and I'm using the low dividing through its medium dividing through its high dividing, and everything through its electronic interference is coming from its cloud formations. So that's why you're getting all these solar waves, okay? Connection waves, whatever you want to call it. So, okay, so basically, once that opens, you now see a new system of a new shape. So it could be anything. And remember, when you activate it, okay, so basically it's here. When you activate it, it becomes a new shape. So basically, understanding activation through its shapes. Let's make another circle. Okay, and then we'll make another small circle, and another small circle, and another small circle, and another small circle. Okay, so this is where it gets weary. You know, when you look at your eye perception and you look at something like it's a computer graph, but it kind of looks like an abstract drawing, and you visualize it, but you don't know what it is, but it's all waving patterns through communication devices of all radio signals, and your eyes go like this, and then you start seeing a picture in the center. That's exactly what it is. So it's confusing to the mind, okay? That's what it is. It's confusing to the mind. So it kind of looks something like this, okay? That's what I mean by creating new shapes. And once you know how to do that through the DNA structure of its matrix and its grids, you can activate it, right? You can activate it by its rotation. Remember, everything's activation through rotation. It always goes this way. Okay, activate it. Okay. And once it spins on a cycle, it goes extremely fast and it changes its coloration. That's what I mean when you look up at the ceiling and you're seeing the dimensional object or light fixtures, it changes its coloration of its shape. So it kind of goes like this. It turns blue. Okay. So it went from orange to blue. Remember, everything's circulation through rotation. Okay. That's one thing everybody has to understand. It kind of looks something like this. Okay. So now it's turned blue. Now, if it wants to everything through its communication is high communication. So every time it changes its color, it's changing its frequency levels through its waving patterns of its signals. So every time it changes color, it's going to a higher anomaly of a divisional line through the matrix and its grid system. So the communication is on our harmonic system, but it's beyond the harmonic system. And that's what it has going in with the solar waves, right? So you can change the blue. But not only that, when it communicates, remember it does this, right? Well, now it's going red. It's turning red. Okay, when it turns red, it's going to a higher communication level. Okay? Now, this is when you're communicating with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cycles of its divisional levels of its circles. See how it's red now. Okay? So it's already communicated with the orange, the red, and the blue. Okay? So every time it goes up through its communication levels, it's communicating through a higher frequency. So, and that's where it changes its activation codes. Okay? So the highest that it can accumulate is yellow or gold. You're saying that because gold is very special. So once it gets into the gold, it's high rising through the matrix and its grid system, and it's creating its structure of its DNA shape. Okay. Not only that, but once it communicates with you, it can change its shape to anything. Okay. So now it's going into yellow. Okay. That's all communication waves through the line signals of its cycles, through divisional levels of its circles. Okay. It's complicated, but it's fascinating, you know. I just wanted to show you that and what it looks like when you go through an object or a light fixture and you look at through its perception of its dimensional realm, how it changes its formation of its shape and communication of all radio signals through the waving patterns of all communication lines through the harmonic system. So that's the complete. That's what it looks like. Okay. So it's all about creation, creating everything through the perception, how you can use your visualization and your realization through the mastering of your thoughts. It's extremely powerful stuff once you get into the matrix, because it gets complicated, especially when you're doing line dividing. So, boy, when you get into line dividing, it's all the calculation through its mass is unbelievable. But yeah, it's fascinating. It really is, So I just thought I'd show you that. It's already been 20 minutes, so it's amazing because, it's good to see you, and I'm glad things are going well for you. Your meditations are going well. You're communicating higher. You're getting more depth with your body and ego systems. Are you connecting on higher wavelengths through systems? Well, that's good. That's really good. I'm glad. You're seeing a lot more through the dimensional realms of its matrix and its grid systems. Now, once you start changing waving patterns and you communicate, you can change the colorations of dimensional lines, of dimensional circles, of dimensional all shapes and sizes. And that's how every time you change a color through its light fixture, you'll see the matrix and its grid system through the communication of its high-winding cycles through the harmonic systems. Powerful stuff. It really is. It's amazing. And that's all about experimenting. That's what I'm talking about. Experimenting with the body and ego systems. This is what you can do. It's going way beyond its meditation. It's actually seeing for what it is through your perception of the matrix. See what you can do with your eyes. See what you can do with your ears. See what you can do with your voicing grids. Communication waves, right? So that's why everybody should start getting involved with waving patterns, skid patterns, electronic interference patterns, everything through its cycle patterns, everything through its psychops. Remember I was doing the waving shadows? Everything has its own connection through its divisions. But it's all about understanding calculation, And when you have something that's in space continuum or your communication is high winding itself, you're getting full winds of everything through its atmospheres. Now, I've already talked about the galaxy system and how it creates through its solar system with its waving patterns, through its planet system. I did a diagram yesterday, so hopefully you guys get a better understanding on what communication levels you can go through the frequencies of its harmonics. Because yes, you can go way beyond the harmonic system, but it's understanding communication through its coloration. Because once it starts changing colors, objects or light fixtures or anything, even intelligence, because intelligence does this, right? Or they'll do this. They'll do something to communicate with you. And it's understanding your perception. It's understanding coloration and it's understanding vibration. So that's great. You're clearing out the old and bringing forth the new. Hey, Eric, how's it going? Well, it looks like everybody's coming in, so put my lens on. Yeah, the alignment is really crazy. Yep, exactly. How's Eric doing? An ancient immortal. I think people like that, yeah, exactly. You get more connected with its ancestry. They're in out of focus because you're not communicating with your vibration signals. You have to communicate with the higher self through a different realm of its divisional levels of its harmonic system. Eric. Like I said, you guys and ladies, you have to be creative with your analytical mind systems through the brain and open up all its frequencies through the mastering. Just get in touch with your, the matrix and try to find out, what you can do with the shapes and colorations and activations and changing its vibration, changing its shape, its movements, and creating something like this, So it's incredible once you understand the matrix and its grid systems. It's fascinating stuff. Fascinating stuff. And once you have a clear mind, you'll be able to focus a lot better through your meditation methods. And that's what you want, right? You want to meditate on that level. You want to find those communication waves and those waving patterns. Okay? So, Eric, whatever you miss, you can watch back. It's extremely powerful and it's very complicated. So I have to keep going forward. And the more complicated it gets, the more questions you guys have to ask, right? I understand that. But the virtual reality is just unbelievable. I mean, the things that you can do and create. You see the matrix for what it is through its virtual reality because you become a part of it through its systems, right? And everything is through the hand. See? It changes color. See, it's blue, right? It's blue. Now I do this. It's doing cycles through its divisional levels of circles, okay? So it's kind of making you guys feel emotionless. It's kind of sleepy. This is making you sleepy. So my voicing grids are going through its transformation lights, through its pyramids, through its diamond's core, through its energetic waving communication heart, right? So it's incredible. It's incredible. It really is. Because everything through the matrix is the communication lines and the shapes of everything through its activation through the harmonic system. And we constantly use the mind and the brain frequencies to open up all centers, activation codes, okay, through the matrix. And once you guys understand how to use your hand formations, okay, because you'll see gurus, you'll see people that are informed with meditation methods, people that are Reiki masters, they always use their hands, okay? They know how to use their hands. Everything is open. And understanding everything through your body and ego systems, you can use your cycle divisions because everything through its atmosphere is floating. Everything is on a continuous force, okay? Everything rides on its cycles, okay? Nothing ever stops in the systems. Okay. That would be destructive. That would be destructive. So that would totally change everything through its vibration. But that will never happen. So no worries there. But other than that, how you guys doing otherwise? Oh, thank you, Amanda. Yeah, I like to draw. I really love it. And it gives you a better example of what you need to learn and how you can do this yourself. It's amazing what you can create just through the mind, because everything that is telegraphed through its communication waves is connected through the energy cycles, through the systematical system of the body and ecosystems, transferring energy into the systems, okay, of its data processing. And that energy cycles goes into its information through its body systems. And that's what you create through the mind and the brain. So once you understand how to master the mind and the brain, everything else connects through the matrix and its grid systems. So I tried to get on yesterday, but some of the videos were locked out. Your YouTube temporarily. Yeah, I know. I went through the same process, and that's why I went through three or four times doing videos, and it was saying it was unavailable. Apparently, it was a glitch with the software and its overload system. So everything's back to normal now. It's just sometimes YouTube has high volumes and it's continuous force, and sometimes it just overloads its circuits. Okay, so everything's back to normal now. So it's all good. So that's it for today. If you guys have any questions, great. I've been on half an hour now. So any informative questions you guys like to know about your body and ecosystems, everything through its cycles, everything through your energy systems, energy fields, cycle division, psychops, everything through its calculation, everything through its vibration, through harmonic systems, anything through its communication of its cloud formations, anything through space continuum, angelic realms, or the matrix and its grid systems. Hey, Anna, how you doing? Body vibrations have been happening. Yes. That's exactly. Yeah. The reason why that's happening is because the planet solar systems are trying to find its communication waves on a high vibrational level. So like I said, I have to change the oxygen levels through the galactic system and allocate it through a location through the paraphrasing of a parallel. So it uprises through its dimensional realm of its gravitation from the galactic dimensional Earth. So that's what's happening right now. So you guys are going through well out of wind phrases of cycle divisions of the harmonic systems. So when things start changing for you, that's good, as long as you're going through cycles going forward, right? It's always going forward, using your connection waves to go forward, not back. You don't want to ride the system and go through its back surface and then end up in the solar surface through a bad vibration. Okay? Because if you do that, okay, and don't forget, you're so connected through space continuum, okay, and the multiverse, and I'll show you how. Everything through its connection, through your body and ecosystem, is connection. So I'll do another diagram showing you what happens when you use bad vibration. When you use bad vibration and you're going through a dimensional realm, through a porthole or black hole, it doesn't matter. But here, okay, so basically, this is what happens. Okay. So your body is basically, here. It's a good thing I took drawing. But it just shows you a basic idea of what happens when you go through dimensional realm of its cycles. It's very important that you use your behavior systems through its connection waves, because if you don't, those behavior patterns will go into everything through its source, and that energy source will be created through its dark source. Okay? So it kind of looks like this. So basically, the black hole, okay, everything that's created through a black hole is bad vibration. Okay, we'll just get it. vibration on a dark level. Now, like I said, when you're going through levels, everything through its continuous force is high rising its divisional levels through the dimensional realms. Okay, so it kind of looks like this. Okay, this is what happens, and it's very real because you're connected to space continuum. Everybody has to know that, right? But this is what it looks like. Okay, now, and your behavior system is full connection ways because you're communicating with the dark force, the dark vibration. Okay, and that light formation is trying to get connected with you, but you're not paying attention, not listening. It's not communicating with the higher self. If you stop communicating with the higher self, well, then you know what happens, right? Through the dark realm. Okay, so it kind of looks like this. You get sucked back in. This is what happens. Okay, and the plasmesium force systems changes its total vibration, and it's incredible force because what happens is it changes everything through its systems. Okay, so I'm just doing a draft here so you guys get a basic idea of what happens when you go through a vibration of a dark level. Okay, because once a dark realm is created through a black hole of its existence, it creates its own revelation, its own energy source. And once it creates its own energy source, not only that, but it communicates on different levels through another dark vibration. And that's created through its atom theory. Everything's created its atom theory, but it depends on the vibration. Either you're going forward or you're going backwards. Okay? So it's going to give you a basic understanding here of what it looks like. Okay? See what's happening here? Vibrational on a dark level. It's sucking you back in the dimension. And what happens with the brain frequencies, because everything through its connection is mind telepathy, right? And those brain frequencies are changing the dark vibrations. So what happens is it's self-winding, and it's going like this. Okay? So kind of looks like a train. Okay, but it gets smaller and smaller, tighter and tighter. Now, the reason why that happens is because everything through a dimensional realm of a black hole has a time sequence. And those time sequences are allocated through another location. And that's how you go from one paraphrase to one dimension to another dimension on a high rising level of its harmonic system. So it kind of looks like this. Okay? See how it's getting smaller, each line dividing? Now, you think the vibration would be getting lower, but it's getting higher because it's closing the portal. Okay? You have to understand how to activate its changing its location. So what happens if he's going backwards and he's lost his transition with his everything through his back phrase of the vibration of the dark level? It's creating a whole new dimensional realm through another solar surface. So you don't know where you're going to end up. Okay, that's what I mean by activation. You have to understand each line division. These are line divisions right here. Okay, this is the activation of the black hole. This is one division. This is two divisions. This is three divisions. Everything through its security and its defense mechanisms. Okay, that's a wormhole. You're going back in. You're not coming out. So that's what happens. So everything through its cycles is creating new dark realm. Now, when it creates a realm, it goes around your surface of your body and ecosystem of its surface. So you're not just going through a black hole. you're creating a whole new DNA structure. DNA structure of your higher self. Okay? Creating a new realm of a DNA structure of the higher self, of a dark realm. So that's why everything through the body system, okay, everything through the body system creates a dark realm. All depends on your behavior pattern. Okay? All depends on your behaviors. Okay, so the information through its communication of its dimensional realm, okay, communicates to you because that energy goes into you. So the energy is going into you. So these 3 division lines I was telling you about through sacred defense systems goes into the crown chakra. Okay, once it goes into the crown chakra, it's creating a new dark force. So it goes into energy ecosystem, and it's creating dark, 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 dark. And all those circulations and through its rotation goes through your whole body. Okay? And it's creating dark around everything through its body and ecosystems. Okay? So now you are creating your own dark force. Okay? 3 divisional lines, crown chakra, dark energy going into here, the ecosystems. So it's full connection waves going back force, and it's creating everything through its dark. Okay? Now the light is always trying to get in. It's always trying to find a way to get in. But the more you create through the dark realm, the more you create through its dark force. Okay? That's the difference between light and dark. Everything through its DNA structure, creating a dark realm of a vibration of a dark level. That's what it looks like. That's why it's so important to use your mastering thoughts for positive feeds when you're talking to space continuing through your voice and grids. Okay? So, hey Joseph, how you doing? Okay, questions here. How's everybody doing? Can other people go through a black hole drag you there too? How can we prevent this? No, you only create your own dark realm. You don't create anybody else's. They create their own dark realm. But you touching them will put energy into them through its dark force. So your dark vibration will spread around its atmosphere. If you create an energy field, okay, all right. If you create an energy field, all right, now basically this is what it looks like. This is interesting because I'm telling you the difference between light and dark. So you have the body structure of the higher self or the galactic self, okay? So basically, you've already created the dark realm through the soul, okay? So it's going all around, okay? It's already in your body system, okay? Now, once it's in its body system, what happens is that it creates an energy field. So the energy field goes around the waist. So it's kind of like this. Okay, it's kind of like that. So this energy field is created through the dark realm, through the connection of the crown chakra from the information of the dimensional whole. Okay, so that goes into your body system. It's created through dark realm. Okay, so you created a new energy field, but it's a dark energy field. And remember, dark is just as powerful as light, but light is more powerful because it resembles around its atmospheres and it tries to communicate with you on a positive, not a negative. So anything you create becomes real. So when you create an energy field, not only that, but it spreads. It goes all over the place. Like you're creating this atmosphere of an energy field and it's going all over its community. Okay. And then you got other people here, you know, There are people here, another person here. Okay. Okay, another person here. So you're creating its atmosphere of a dark realm around its community. And they're getting connection waves and they spread it. Okay. So that energy field is spreading around you now, all around other people, like that. Okay, so your energy field, this is your dark energy field. Now, it's creating the dark realm to these people here. Okay, that's what happens when you create an energy field. But this only happens if you understand your energy field. If you could control your energy field through your DNA structures of its dark level, whoa, then you got power. But it's extremely, extremely not good. That's why it's better to understand light formation, because that's what you want to be. You want to be the light. Okay? But everybody goes to the dark. That's what it's all about, right? Everybody goes to the dark. You have to go through the dark to understand, to get to light. Okay? So it's understanding your energy fields and your energy cycles through your body and ecosystems. But that's what it looks like when you communicate with the dark realm. It changes its atmospheres through the energy fields. And the energy fields from its body system goes into its energy waves. That's what it's called, energy waves. It goes into other people. And they create from your source. They create their own dark energy. Create their own dark energy. Okay? They create their own dark energy. Okay? Because they use their mastering thoughts on the bad side, not the good side. Because there's good and bad. Good, bad. Vibration. Everything is related to vibration. So, bad and good. Vibration. So, one more look at that, but that's what it looks like. Okay? That's exactly what happens when you create dark energy. Because not only you become dark energy, but you also become the dark force. And there are people that have that. And there's a lot of people that know how to use it, and it becomes dangerous. So, I thought I'd just show you that because it's good to know the dark and the light and the difference between the two and how they self-create through its dark realms of levels of vibration. So hopefully that gives you a better understanding. Everything can be difficult. It's just understanding your balance. That's what you have to do, is understand your balance. So, and the thing is too, if you create light into the matrix, you can also create dark into the matrix. And you can also create a virtual reality. And the thing is too, the whole idea is to become a light formation. You can understand its dark energy, but don't become its dark energy. You only create the light energy. But I think it's very important because it has a lot to do with our behavioral systems and how we think on a day-to-day basis and how we do things on a day-to-day basis, knowing that there is good and bad in everybody, right? But it's better to find your balance, use your light formations only for the better. So Wow, been almost on an hour. So a couple more questions and then I'm going to head out. But I just, anything that you miss, you can watch back. If you're not sure, try to get a view of what's going on between not just the matrix, but understand everything through your life, everything that's going on through its atmospheres, everything that's going on through its community, everything that's going on through its news. I'm not saying watch the news, but there are going to be a lot of changes going on right now. Okay. Because uprising the galactic dimensional earth is not easy. It's understanding everything through its vibration. So, because it's going to take a long time to bring it to its surface of its oxygen levels. So, but that's why everybody's feeling that. But really try to get in touch with your energy fields and your body and ego systems, and communicate. Best way to communicate with anything through its atmospheres, or anything with understanding, entity forces, or anything through dark formation or space, anything through dark surface. You always use your hands, and you feel the energy, the vibration levels. Is it light or is it dark? That's what I mean by understanding energy fields through your energy vibration. And you can tell just by, it goes into, it's like a draft. You get a cold draft and you feel something around you and it doesn't feel right. That's understanding the communication of something that's there. Okay. So try to understand the information, try to understand the energy. You can't see it, but you feel it, especially when you're in the spiritual world. So, everything will balance out, Anna. Worry about yourself. Worrying about others, it diffuses your mechanisms and it overloads your systems. Okay, worry about everything through its atmospheres and its solar surface, through its space surface and its galactic surface, through the matrix surface and its grids, and everything through its electronic interference surfaces. Everything anomalies of its matrix and its electrical meteorological systems are doing exceptionally well. So I think you'd be more concerned about that than the actual history on the dimensional Earth, because, dimensional Earth is the most important thing through its humanity, because it has a huge gravitation that we need. So just getting back that vibration. And you worrying about little things like, stuff that are a concern. Okay, they are a concern. But the more concern is actually what's going on through the galactic system. So, but really just try to focus on yourself, use your meditations and your breathing a lot more. And try to do something different. Like I was on a bike today and it was great. I did about 6,000 miles riding a bike and meditating, meditate underwater. Meditate in another country, take a trip. I say all these things because this is what we need. This is the information that gives you fullness, completeness through the synchronizing of its communication wave and energy heart. And it gives you full wind cycles of its divisionals, of its energy fields through the body and ecosystems. So, all those diagrams are going to help you out. give you a little bit more informative with light and dark. I've already done videos on that, but this just gives you a full window of what's happening through your behavioral systems and what you can create. You know. So I'm going to get going. I got a lot to do, but it's been a lot of fun. Love you guys very much. Questions or comments are great. Please feel free to ask anything you'd like to know what's going on with the body and ecosystems and going through the behavioral systems and all its connection ways. So this is Andrew Weston, resident in all solar systems, planets, and intelligence from the galactic system of the energy core, rising through the matrix and its grid systems and allocating all locations of shapes and sizes of mass and volumes through the virtual reality of its systems. Calling it. Adios.